I haven't done startup confessional in a while, and I'd like to do one on starting projects. And for the last really 3 years, I've been wanting to start a specific project, and I had the mindset that because I lacked certain skills and I lacked certain money, that getting something going was impossible. And then I ran into who has become a very good friend of mine now, Joel. And Joel, who is the CTO of my one page, really impressed me, because what I discovered was, he is basically doing my one page. And he's, if you check out his product, he's got a pretty cool thing going, and he hasn't, and he's doing it all himself. And the thing is, I realized that, you know what, you need to be, you need to have talent, you need to be someone like a Joel. So I'm like, well, where can I find a Joel? If I could find a Joel, I was like, Joel, why don't you, work with my, project? And he's like, well, my plate's kind of full, Mike. I'll help, I'll advise, I'll do whatever I can, but I really can't. So that was probably about 3 months ago, and I just kept talking, and Joel just kept bugging me. He was like, dude, man, enough with the talk, dude. Why don't you get this project going? I mean, it's a cool idea you got. Do it, and enough with the talk. Do it. So I then met with actually Troy, and Troy is the founder of Nivepedia. Now, Troy's an interesting ego character. I don't know if I'd call him a friend, but we've talked a few times, and he's offered to help. But what impressed me, we talked for about an hour, and in the discussion, I was like, well, I've got an idea for a project. You're a coder, or, designer. And he said, well, I got to confess with you, I've got my own software company, but I don't write code, dude. And I was like, what? And I was like, you don't write code? He's like, no, dude. I started my own company, and I got other people to help out, and we're where we're at. And it just dawned on me then that, hey, maybe I don't need to be able to write code to do a software startup, do an IT startup, as long as I have an idea, a plan, and people willing to, jump in. So that was 2 weeks ago. So we've started the eduateyou.com startup. And if you check out my YouTube, you get that little goofy, EduatYou, the place you can, that's 2007. So if you have any doubt that I've been thinking about this for quite a while, then that should alleviate it. I got to thank Joel for kicking me in the ass and getting me to do something. So I guess this startup confessional is about don't limit yourself in regards of what you can and can't do, because you are yourself the biggest barrier, not anyone else. And you need to realize that. And sometimes it takes 2 years to realize that and come to terms with it. And one of the great things about being involved in startups, is apart from the fact that you're hungry all the time and you're not getting paid, that's always a joy. But like I've said many times, none of us really do. What we do as part of startups. If you talk to Joel, he created one page just because he was frustrated that he had to go all over the place to find, he wanted his business card on page. And ever since I've been remember, this one thing has really bugged me about the web. And so I'm looking to solve it. So a lot of startups start just because something aggravates you, or you just want to fix something, or you want to address something, and like I said before, really don't let the fact that you don't necessarily have the skill set stop you from doing it. Because if you're passionate enough that's going to communicate, and others are going to have the opportunity to join and reflect. And well, the reason I'm saying that, a police car just passed me, and I'm like talking into making a video here, which technically is illegal. I'm seeing if he's turning around to chase me, but he's not. Okay, so I've saved. I made it, which is really stupid. It's snowing, and I'm here making a video, so I'll probably end up dying in the car because of this. But you know, anyway, there's more confessional.